How many times have we heard this line and felt that sinking feeling in our hearts? Something came up. I'll get back to you next month. We smile politely and say, sure, but inside, we feel sorry for those saying it because we already know. We have heard it quite a few times. Next month becomes next year. And the consequence? Nothing is laid up for their future. We've seen it over and over. I can tell you that. And we feel sad. A family that truly wants to start a plan for security. But life happens. The car breaks down. An unexpected expense pops up, right? A medical bill that probably wasn't anticipated. Suddenly your copay or coinsurance is so much more higher than you thought, and it shows up. Or you get a WhatsApp call or message from back home in Africa. We need money now. Somebody is dying. We need your help. Life has just thrown you the proverbial curve ball. We get it. We do. As immigrants ourselves, we know we are used to emergencies. We are conditioned to fix what's urgent now. We were unfortunately not prepared, schooled, or conditioned for what is coming ahead of us. We were trained to be immediate problem solvers, not long-term strategic builders, unfortunately. But you know what? That mindset keeps us in survival mode. And survival mode is not the same as growth mode, which is what we need. Growth mode. You see, sometimes it's not just about the money at all. The money to put down to enable us to have that strategic goal, growth. It's rather fear, fear of commitment, fear of losing control. Fear may be, this is too good to be true. I've heard that said about this strategic invest. I would call it this strategic asset. Yes, it's that voice that says, don't trust anyone with your money. That voice, folks, comes from watching people back home lose everything, from Ponzi schemes to systems that fail them, such as insurance companies that arbitrarily deny claims. And maybe, just maybe, it's not that people don't care. Yes, we've come to discover that. It's that they've been hurt before. And as it is said, once bitten, twice shy. But here's the truth. Here's the truth, folks. Fear protects nothing. It only delays progress. You can't build wealth while standing in fear. You must rise beyond your fear. God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of a sound mind. You see, when Christine and I tell our clients, you have to prioritize what matters most to you. What is your why? We don't mean it harshly. No. We mean choose your peace of mind before challenges of life force your hand, before you allow your fear to kill your preparation. That's right. You see, we want to help people see themselves in our own story, feel judged, because we've made the same mistake ourselves. We said, let's wait till things calm down, till we are more stable, till we are in a better place. But you know what? Life never comes down. It just keeps testing your priorities, making you choose what matters most. Folks, we want you to feel convicted, not condemned, not rushed, not compelled. We want you to realize that saying, not now, oh, something urgent came up, I got a call from home. Realize that that doesn't delay time. You know what it does? It delays your protection, your future, your peace of mind, and that of your family and loved ones. We've seen it too many times. Imagine if the same something came up line came from your insurance company when you file a claim. Wouldn't that hurt? Guess what happens when you delay your plan? You leave yourself and your family unprotected. Which matters most to you? Call from Africa or to protect yourself and your family here and now? You see, here's what most people don't realize. By postponing, you are completely leaving yourself vulnerable. Because these plans aren't just about what happens when you are gone, folks. They're about how you live when life throws you that unexpected curveball. Yes, I can tell you, we have seen too many people call us months later down the line, many times in tears, saying this so regretfully, Christine or Vidal, I wish I had gone through with that plan. You know why? Because they got diagnosed with cancer, stroke, or a heart condition. And suddenly they realized that some elements in those plans they postponed or failed to go through with could have helped them, face this sudden or unexpected challenge. Yes, those elements are the living benefits component of the plans that we offer to you. They grant you access to part of your cash value policy while you are still here. And if that unthinkable, critical, chronic, or terminal illness creeps up, it helps you cover without draining your savings or burdening your family. It's like having a financial cushion waiting to catch you when life pulls the rug from under your feet. You know, when people delay, that option disappears. Because the moment you are diagnosed, it's too late. It's too late. That's the worst time to attempt getting coverage. You know why? Makes sense, doesn't it? No company will offer you protection after your health changes. And in the rare instances or cases that some may do, you would have to pay through your nose because you are now categorized as high risk. And insurance is all about risk. The companies are taking a risk upon themselves. So who would intentionally take a risk when somebody is already diagnosed with a critical illness, a chronic illness, or probably even a terminal illness? If it were you, would you take that risk? So that is why the best time to apply for a cash value indexed universal life policy is when you are healthy. In other words, today. Folks, I can tell you that we have seen the regret too many times. And it's heavy. And most times, it's not because these folks didn't want to plan. didn't want to take it out. But because they waited too late, too long, they kept procrastinating. We have instances of people that have already done all the paperwork, just at submission stage. They back out. One life's happenstance comes their way and they say, you know what, let me postpone. I'll do it later. I'll continue later. And we shake our head in sorrow because we know they do not appreciate the consequences of that procrastination. Many that have said, I'll do it later, never get to do it. They forget that later, tomorrow, doesn't belong to them, does not belong to me. Tomorrow, later, belongs to God and God only. Because you don't know, I don't know what's going to happen later. That is why the best time for this is now. Don't postpone it. Don't delay it. You see, when we hear, hey, something came up, what we often think is, oh, another person just walked away from their safety net. Maybe the only one they'll ever qualify for. And to tell you the truth, it's heartbreaking. There was one instance where someone had already committed to taking this, but kept postponing, delaying. And by the time this particular individual came around to finally doing it, the person had developed a health condition. Not only had the person added age, but had also developed a health condition, which adversely affected policy. Brethren, folks, my family, I know you are not careless. You are not. You are hardworking. You are loving. You are a responsible immigrant in this country. You have the right heart. But unfortunately, the wrong vision and timing. Many times, my wife and I just wish we could just shake them a little gently and say, please, don't wait for pain to prove the point. Do it now. You see, wise folks don't wait for the storm before buying an umbrella. Do they? Of course not. Wise folks know the seasons. You know the seasons. You know when the rains will come, will start. You may not know the day rain will fall, but you know that certainly in this season, rains will start, right? So, what do? A wise person prepares ahead. They buy their umbrellas, their raincoats, and all they need while the sun is still shining in the summer, because they know that the rains will come. Folks, it's the same with life insurance. You obtain it, again, let me reiterate this, when you are still hale and hearty. The moment you become sick, you may become uninsured. And that is a sad thing to behold. You see, particularly for those who are young and healthy, they say, no, I don't need it now. I don't need it now. You know, later, when I'm settled, when I'm making more money. We encourage folks, start with what you can have today. because you can have as many of these as you want to have. When your hands are stronger, you can either increase it because it's a flexible cash value life policy that allows you to increase or decrease. Even your payments are flexible. You can increase your payment, you can decrease your payment. The minimum is usually negligible. And once you're paying above the what is called the target premium, or even paying the target premium, you're already in a good place. So that if in sometime a few months down the line, you're unable to pay for any reason, because of the much you've already put into it, you are already covered. Your policy will not lapse. That is one of the beauties of a cash value indexed universal life policy. It's not like the term policy that is fixed, your premium is fixed, or your whole life policy that is fixed. All of those have a whole life policy with a term component to it. When I have the indexed universal life policy, I have an accident policy. So I know all of them. And I'm encouraging you, do the needful today. You know, life has a way of always coming up with something. Yes, that car breaks down unexpectedly. You have this unplanned but beneficial school excursion for your child or for yourself, or even a field study trip opens up abroad, and you feel you need to take it. Yes, it's good. Or a hurricane, if you live in a hurricane-prone area, a fire for those in California, storm or tornado hits, or a family member from back home. Again, one of the greatest things that affect the immigrant, that call from back home. And you know what? Because we are givers, we are trained to meet needs. We respond. We stretch ourselves. We fix. We fund that trip, that study field trip. We fund that excursion for our kids. We don't do the one thing that is most important. Ensure your life so that you will have cash value for tomorrow. Let me give you a story here quickly. Recently, we decided to purchase something back home. And this thing just came up. It just came up. And our daughter told us, hey, you need to bring the money right away. We didn't have cash at hand. As I speak to you now, we have already determined. I'm making this video on a Saturday evening or night. But by Monday, we are going to call our insurance company. My wife is calling hers to say, give us XYZ amount of money from our policy so that we can use it to fund that thing at home. And we'll come back and tell you guys how it went. But that's just a hint. Why? Because we built up that cash value. It is our money. We can have access to it without any questions asked. As I say, we'll brief you on that. But let me come back to my story here, or what we're saying here. You know, at a point in time, we must ask ourselves, because we are busy taking care of everybody else, taking care of other people's needs, and that call from home, when will you finally fix your own future in this country? When? Because you see, the truth is, emergencies will never stop. There will always be emergencies in life. Bills don't stop. There will always be bills. Responsibilities don't stop either, right? But same way neither should your own protection stop. Why must you put your protection on hold and the protection of your family on hold because you want to take care of other things? No, it shouldn't stop. If you wait, the truth is that if you wait for life to calm down before you take action, you may just wait forever and end up not doing the needful and end up regretting. We have seen it. And that is why you see we are so passionate about this thing. That we are telling you, if you've started this process, please do not put it on hold. Do not complete it. So make sure those papers are submitted, because the moment your first premium is taken, it has become a legal contract. It has become like a binding legal contract. And anything happens, one of the companies we work with, how they write, what they write on their illustration. They tell you, you are covered by this amount. If you die tomorrow, this is what you get. The moment that contract is signed, they take your first premium. Folks, we have seen too many people chase today's fires while their tomorrow quietly burns. They handle every emergency except the one that matters the most: their health, their income, or time runs out on them. We always say the best time to prepare for this is when you still can. When your health qualifies you, when your peace of mind is still within reach, when your income allows you, even if it means delayed assistance to someone else at that time in order to protect your own future and your family's future. Why gamble those? Because you want to reach out to people at home? You want to satisfy people at home? And you delay the protection of your own family. Many a times, we've had people that have almost signed the dotted lines, and then they tell us, that call came from home. I've got to take care of daddy home. I've got to take care of mommy home. If anything happens to you here, who is going to take care of you? Your casualty life insurance policy will take care of you. Mommy and daddy, brother or sister from home are not going to do it. Not because they don't want to, even if they could. What is the value of their money compared to what you need here? Almost nothing. Why don't you make sure you protect yourself where you are? Having a policy is not just doing the paperwork. It's giving yourself permission to live without fear. It's saying to yourself, even if something happens today, I'll be okay. My family will be okay. Folks, we are not just talking about a death insurance policy. We are talking about a life policy. It's about dignity. It's about freedom. It's about rest. It's about peace of mind. So today, we are not asking you to buy anything. We are asking you to stop postponing your peace of mind. If you've ever said something came up, take a moment and ask, what if this time what is coming up is the opportunity to change my future? Let that be the thing that comes up. You see, every financial decision is like planting a seed that will germinate and grow to become a huge iroko tree as we say, one of the biggest trees in the forest. And you know what a big tree does? It gives shade to all under it. So the question is, are you planting a seed? And if so, are you planting the right seed in the right soil? Or are you postponing planting that seed? Because, because folks, at the end of the day, your priorities determine your future. And you know what? Your future deserves to come first. Your future. You are the one doing all the work, making all the money, doing all the laboring, and God gives you the increase. After God, next is you take care of your future. You know what? The holy books say, love your neighbor. How? As yourself. Self-love is not selfishness, folks. It doesn't say love your neighbor more than yourself. It doesn't say love your home people more than yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. So it's got to start with yourself. Protect your future. Protect your family. That family you brought into the world, that woman you married, that husband you married, those children that didn't ask to be brought into the world, they're your responsibility. Protect and guard their future. The Holy Book says, a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. What are you leaving for your children's children or for your children? Is it an inheritance of joy and peace or an inheritance of sorrow just because you postponed, just because you delayed? This is Cash Talk for Immigrants, where we help you make your money work smarter and not disappear in excuses. Click the link below to see much more.